Understanding three lines of defense. Now, the three lines of defense I'm going to explain to you today is going to be your feet, your lead hand, and your backhand. I'm going to be explaining to you three different combinations using the three lines of defense that you can use to score points on your opponent and potentially knock them out. Now, the first combination is going to be one that Floyd Mayweather loves to use, and that's putting the weight on his back foot. You're creating more distance between you and your opponent. So in theory, you're controlling the distance. Your opponent comes close to you and you don't want to be close, weights back on the back foot. And now I can use my lead hand to hold him at bay. That's two lines of defense. I've used my feet and I've used my lead hand. Lead hand should be locked just as mine is. When it's locked, no matter how hard your opponent pushes you, they won't be able to get past it. And guess what now? You've got your backhand, which you can use to strike and score. If you're on a Philly show like Floyd Mayweather, he puts the weight on his back foot, but what he does is he uses his lead hand as a roll. He rolls with the shot. So he controls the distance by allowing you to come close, but only so he can deflect your shot, and he uses his backhand, the third line of defense, to counter you with a straight cross or with an uppercut. The second combination is going to be an aggressive combination, Roberto Duran style. You're going to use your feet to close the gap, stepping towards your opponent, but then your lead hand is going to be held diagonally across your guard. You're going to use this to blind your opponent and hold him at bay. So you're going to step forward and lower your distance with the lead hand diagonal. Just like that. You stepped in, you used your lead hand, and now the third line of defense, you're going to strike with your right hand. After you strike with the right hand, it's up to you what you do next. You could take a step across and strike again, creating a new angle of attack, or you can simply just back off. It's up to you. Now the third line of defense is the Dimitri Bivol favorite. You're going to walk somebody onto the shot, taking steps back, which is the first line. Have your lead hand locked out, measuring your opponent, which is the second line. And when you feel the time is right, you're going to strike with the cross, which is the third line of defense. Now there's three combinations you can use to either attack and push forward against your opponent, counter your opponent, or just to be the aggressor and score points.
Using your lead hand, footwork, and backhand together, you create three lines of defense that's hard to get past. Now let's look at how some of these boxers did it. Andre Ward, you see him pouring out with his lead hand? The lead hand is working as defense and offense. It's measuring his opponent, distracting him from the fact that Andre Ward is bending his knees, getting ready to throw a power shot. And now the distance is set up perfectly for the backhand to be shot out. Andre Ward used his footwork and his lead hand to make his opponent walk onto his back cross. Here, Andre Ward doesn't throw the backhand, but he demonstrates how you can take steps back and use the lead hand to guide your opponent, keeping him away from you, then pop. The backhand came out later at a different angle. When you step and pop out the lead hand, you're distracting your opponent. They're not thinking about you stepping back. They're not thinking that they're walking into a trap, but they're occupied just by your lead hands. And here we see Dimitri Bivol do the same thing. He's holding his opponent back with his lead hand, taking subtle steps, and then he pops the backhand.